Hi Ashish, how are you?
Good, sir.
Ashish, please introduce yourself to the members.
So, my name is Ashish Sharma. I hail from Ghaziabad. I have done my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya number 1 Air Force Station Hindan, and I have done bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College Ghaziabad, and I have secured 8.47 of SGPA. During my bachelor's, I had an opportunity to undergo training at Diesel Loco Shed, Tughlaqabad, Delhi, where my area of study was 6 year scheduling of locomotives. Thereafter, my final year project was on thermoacoustic refrigeration. That was a study project since it was a COVID year. And apart from my academics, I was also a part of college football team and took part in various blood camps organized in the college. And currently, I'm working in Rights Limited as a mechanical engineer.
Okay, so why you want to join BEL from rights? Are you not enjoying in rights?
Because in rights, I'm not a regular employee. I'm just a contractual employee. So I just always want to get regular and be a part of a company and serve it better.
Okay, so what you know about BEL, about our projects, about our vision? Do you know our vision, goal, or ongoing projects?
Yes, sir. So first of all, BEL stands for Bharat Electronics Limited, and that is established in 1954. So basically, BEL serves three major roles. That is, first is defense, second is non-defense, that is exports, and third is uh, other equipments to like OEMs, that is original equipment manufacturing companies. So the major chunk of the BEL comes from the around 85% comes from the uh, defense supplies like radars, sonars, missiles, and all. And then we have the exports. Like the vision is to grow as a defense supplying unit and also to promote more exports as by government. It is I have studied that around 35,000 crore is the estimated target for by 2025 to achieve, and also to export globally and become a professional electronic supplying unit as a whole.
Okay, Ashish, can you name some companies that may be uh, private limited or a public enterprise or a PSU or maybe in India or maybe abroad which has same mission or vision like BL?
So some of the reputed companies are like Bharat Dynamics Limited and DRDO that works on the same path as BEL, as they both incorporate in the path of the defense of Indian defense system. So they have the same vision and the same path. Yes.
Okay, Ashish, as you have done your training in Tughlaqabad and Locomotive, and also currently you're in rights. Do you know about coning of wheels? What is coning of wheels?
No, sir, I have not have an idea yet.
Okay, and um, how a train is taking a left direction or right direction. Of course, the rails are there, but
Yes,
do
sir.
you know how a driver is going to right or left about any such movements? Do you know how it happens?
So basically, from my experience, there is a lever, and first they get the signal from uh, in their dashboard, and then according to the signal and the rail lines, they move the lever either left or right. So they change the direction that way.
Okay, as you are working in rights, do you know what is fish plate?
No, sir. Basically, in rights, I am more into tendering and logistics part. So
Okay,
that's
and
why.
rights is a. Do you know rights is a Maharatna, Mini Ratna, Navratna? In which
Yes, sir.
category
So
rights it is?
yes, sir. So last year, sir, rice turned into Navratna company. Yes, sir.
And earlier it was.
Earlier, it was into Mini Ratna companies, and that is of Tier 2.
Okay, so how all these PSUs are classified? Why a PSU is a Maharatna? Why it is Navratna or Mini Ratna?
So basically, Maharatna, Mini Ratna, and Navratna companies are basically divided onto the decision making and autonomous if the company is autonomous in taking their decisions, and uh, profitability and shareability to the government. So that is why this divided into three.
Okay. So you are in Gurgaon campus of rights?
Yes, sir.
That is, I guess, head office also, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, Ashish, you know what is stress concentration in strength of materials?
Yes, sir. So, whenever there is a irregularity or geometric misorientation in a material, so there we have the in that localized part, we have the more stress. So that we call as stress concentration, like
Okay.
notches and
And
yes, sir.
stress is a vector or tensor or scalar?
Stress is a second order tensor quantity, sir.
And why second order, not third order? How we find this? It is a second order.
So basically, second order tensor is like uh, we have we have magnitude, direction, and as well as it depends on the plane on which it is acting.
Okay. Um, have you heard about strain rosette?
Yes, sir. So
What is that?
rosettes, yes, sir. So strain rosettes and strain gauges are used to find the strain because we can find the strain or the stress with the help of some instruments. So strain rosettes are used to measure the linear strain
Okay. And is there any device or instrument from which we can measure shear strain also?
from shear strain.
Is there like from strain gauge we can find normal strains? So is
Yes,
there
sir.
any device or instrument from which we can find shear strain?
I don't know about the device, but we can correlate it with the formulas and we can find it that way.
Okay. And rubber is a brittle material or a ductile material?
Rubber is a ductile material, sir,
Why?
because it has a uh, because it can go under some plastic deformation or if we get into the Poisson's ratio part, so it is mu is 0.5 and
Okay,
and we
Ashish, actually, what we think na, that if a material is failing at a large strain, then it is ductile, and if it is failing in very less strain, then it is brittle. But actually, it is not the
okay,
correct statement. The correct is if the post-elastic strain is more than 5%, then it is ductile, and if
yeah,
post-elastic strain is less than 5%, it is brittle. Although rubber is failing with a very high strain, we can stress the rubber,
yes sir,
but
yes
still
sir.
the post-elastic strain, the strain after the elastic limit is very, very less. Once it
Yes.
reaches the elastic limit, then with a very less amount of strain, it fails. So rubber is not ductile; it is a brittle material.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I will keep
And
that in mind.
okay, Ashish, what do you mean by pure bending?
Pure bending, can I give it with the example?
Yes.
So pure bending, first of all, means like there is no shear stress, only there is bending. So in SFD there will be a straight line, but in BMD there will be a rectangle. Uh, like we have the d dmx by dx is equals to constant, that part in that occurs in overhanging beam also. Like so if overhanging beam is there and two supports are there in between and two at the wide, uh, then the middle part of the beam comes under the pure bending.
Okay. And Ashish, you said that in pure bending, shear force will be a straight line. Will it be a straight line or will it be a zero?
Zero, sir.
Okay. Ashish, suppose for a particular beam, BMD is of 3 degree, then shear force will be
Of 2 degrees, sir.
2 degree and loading will
Yes, sir.
be
Single.
1 degree, correct. Now
Yes,
my
sir.
question is, if BMD is 3 degree, then what will be the degree of deflected shape?
Of the deflected shape.
BMD is 3 degree, so shear force is 2 degree, you told that is correct. Loading is 1 degree, that you told it is correct. What will be the degree of deflected shape? Have you heard
Double
about double
degree.
integration method? D2y by dx2 is equal
Yes,
to
sir.
m by
Yes,
ei.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
different. Now can you tell me?
It is 2, sir.
D2y by dx2, 2 times differentiation and we are reaching to m, bending moment.
Yes, sir.
So what will be the degree now? I have given you a hint. d2y by
Mm,
dx2 is equal to m by ei. So two times differentiating
Two
y,
times
we are getting m. So what will be the
m.
degree of y if
Two,
m
sir.
is of 3 degree?
M is
d2y by dx2 is m by ei. So m is 3 degree, na? That means y will be 5 degree. That means when we are differentiating two times, then we are reaching to m. Na? So
yes,
for
sir.
a m which will be of n degree, deflected shape will be of n plus 2 degree.
M plus. Okay.
Okay. Pressure in fluid at h height is rho gh or gamma h.
Yes, sir.
That is in every case, in moving fluid, in accelerating fluid, in every case it will be rho gh.
Sir, it directly depends upon the depth. As we
Hmm.
move down, so it will be increasing.
No, no, it okay. But will it be rho gh for every fluid?
Yes, sir.
It is called hydrostatic pressure. Na? When water is
Yes,
at
sir.
rest, then it will
Rest.
be a rho gh. If it is
Okay.
accelerating downwards or then it may change. Okay. Uh, Ashish, suppose there is a fish or aquatic life. They are very deep in the sea, deep in the sea. Okay, like you can see Marian Trench itself is of around 11 kilometers. So any
Okay.
fish which is down or any aquatic life that will be having a lot of pressure. So if a human being will be going, then our heart will be collapsing with that huge pressure, not even 11 kilometers, but in 2 or 3 kilometers only. So how that aquatic life will be surviving with this huge pressure at 2 kilometer depth or 5 kilometer depth?
Sorry, sir. No idea.
Okay. What is the difference between PERT and CPM?
So, sir, PERT is defined stands for Project Evaluation Review Technique, and CPM stands for Critical Path Method. Uh, the the first one is for activity oriented. The PERT is for event oriented, and then CPM is for activity oriented. The PERT is more into defined for project, and the CPM is defined for like resource planning and something. If you are into resource planning, and the PERT is uh, beta distribution, and the CPM is the normal distribution.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ashish.
Thanks.
Ashish, you were saying that you have
Yes,
done some training related to locomotive, no?
yes, sir.
So what is the difference between like locomotive and automobile?
A locomotive and
Automobile,
automobile.
like car, buses are there.
So what I know is like locomotive is uh, uh, locomotive is that part of the chain that drives the rest of the wagons, like, or we can the passenger coaches,
Okay.
and automobile is a single unit.
Automobile is a single unit. So if only engine of the like locomotive is going on, then what you will call that automobile? That is also one body, na?
Yes,
Or you must have seen also in the cases of truck, sometimes they are going with
yes, sir.
multiple units attached. Then
Multiple.
it does not become the locomotive, na?
Yes, sir.
So okay. Second thing, what is hammer blow?
So hammer blow it is a concept in the balancing of rotating parts when the perpendicular force remains unbalanced. uh, the when the perpendicular force remain unbalanced, so it is known as the condition of hammer blow.
See, you are saying of rotating balancing, rotating or reciprocating.
In reciprocating, sir, in reciprocating.
Okay,
Rotating is totally
and you
balanced
said
in reciprocating.
there are two types of unbalancing. One is primary, other is secondary.
Yes,
So
sir.
can you tell me that hammer blow is because of primary or because of secondary or because of both?
So because the force along the stroke line of stroke is totally balanced, but along the force along perpendicular to the line of stroke remains unbalanced. So because of that, the hammer blow exists.
No, no, I am asking, is it because of primary or secondary or both?
Uh, Sorry, it is because of the secondary balancing, sir.
Because of secondary it is. Are you sure?
So no, sir, the primary balancing it is because in secondary we take the imaginary masses and the other parts also gets balanced out.
So in primary also you take imaginary masses.
No, sir, the theta we get to 2 theta and R2 or that that
Actually, I
I'm
would
taking.
like to tell you that when we are talking about the secondary balancing, then because of the value of n, secondary unbalanced forces are very, very less. So they are not generally resulted into hammer blow because of the value of n, that is obliquity ratio. You know, m
Yes.
omega square r by 4n. So that n is doing that task for us. Okay. So as you have completed your BTech, after that you are doing already the job. So I would also like to ask you related to the things like in the thermal part, you must have seen the psychometric chart.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between old and new psychometric chart?
So I'm unable to remember right now because but the major thing was the on the in previous and the current psychometric chart the humidity ratio was changed instead of something else. I'm unable to remember that part.
Okay, so previously, what was there? You are not aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, do you know about the difference between governor and flywheel?
Yes, sir. Sir,
What is
so
that?
basically, so flywheel stores energy when it is in ideal situation and give the energy when it is required. Like in power presses, when when it is an idle stroke, the punch moves upwards. Then it is idle, and in a fraction of time, when it is the cycle time, it gives the energy back while operating. So we can do the punch, and it is governed by the equation delta E equal to I omega square CS. And in governor, what what governor do is it changes it gives a continuous mean speed when the load is changed. So if the load is reduced or increased, so the arms of the governor moves up and wide and narrow, by which the sleeve moves up and down, and the fuel supply increases or
So
decreases, and hence
you
control
are
the mean
telling the
speed.
working of both. I was asking the difference only. Like if I ask you the difference between man and animal, you are describing man first, then animal first. This is not the difference, no? Difference is like you will be saying one point about that. Ki what is different in both of them? Like you said, flywheel is storing the energy. What governor does? Just simply tell us that.
Governor controls the mean speed.
Okay, it controls the mean speed. So
Mean
you can
speed.
say
Yes.
governor is actually try to make the speed as constant. है ना?
Yes. Yes,
That's
sir.
also in automobiles. Do you feel governors are there?
Yes, sir.
So in automobile, speed should be constant then?
Sir, it varies upon the load.
No, then what governor will do? With the load, power is constant, torque will vary, omega will vary, then what governor will do?
Sir, governor senses the change in load, then by that it alters the fuel supply according to the load, and then after some time it will control the speed.
Okay. So Ashish, when we were talking about governor, like you said, कि इस mean speed को control करता है. So I would
Sir,
like to ask if it is controlling the speed, like let us say you are running the automobile and let us say you want to go with the increase in speed. Like you are
Yes, sir.
running at 30, 40 kilometer per hour, but you are going to highway, you want to increase the speed to let us say 100. So will governor
Yes.
take you back to that 40 kilometer per hour because it has to make the speed constant? How it will react?
No, sir. When we give the throttle, then the governor will uh, very fastly rotate and the sleeve will move upwards. That will increase the fuel supply, and then it will respond to that fuel supply and the load we are giving, the throttle we are giving that.
Okay, then how the speed will be constant?
So it is get it get the constant the mean speed only. There can be fluctuations like omega max and omega min, but there is a constant mean speed at a particular load.
No, actually, it's not the case actually. The point is like when we are talking about the application like generator, and
Yes,
when
sir.
we are talking about the power plant, there we are having like governor is there, fully governing system is there. But in automobile, as you are driving the car, so we don't keep fully governed system. There we go for partially governed system. Okay, so governor is reacting as per your requirement and then only control the fuel supply. That is the reason actually. Okay, it is not like कि maximum vary करेगा, minimum vary करेगा, mean नहीं करेगा. It is not like that. Okay, so based on like
Okay,
in case of generator, it will keep it fixed because it is the only like you can say it is fully governed system. Okay, like let us say there are some vehicle in Delhi city whenever they are entering, so they cannot go beyond a speed. So if they will try to
yes, sir.
increase the speed, then governor will cut off the power supply. So their governor is in full control. So when we are going for a partially or fully governed system, that depends on that. Okay, fine. One last question from my side. So when we are talking about like you must have studied strength of material column topic,
Yes, sir.
column and struts. So
Yes, sir.
when we are talking about the column, what is slenderness ratio there?
So slenderness ratio decides whether the column is short, long, or medium. So slenderness ratio is the effective length divided by the minimum radius of gyration.
Okay, what is radius of gyration then?
So, sir, radius of gyration is that imaginary point about which when we multiply the area, the we multiply the area, then it gives the moment of inertia about that point of the system.
Okay. So you said that it tells about whether the column is long, short, or medium. But
Yes, sir.
what that affect means if it is long, short, what is going to change with that?
So, there are multiple theories like Rankine theories and Euler theory. So Euler is totally for long columns, and the Rankine can be applied to the short column as well as the long column. So depending upon that, we can judge by calculating the crippling load and the various theories, and we can design and we can check if it sustain the load or fail at the
No,
particular
but
load.
why various theories are given? What is the reason behind various theories? Why not one theory only?
No idea, sir. But
Okay. So don't you know that the failure is going to be in a different way? Long column fails because of buckling, short column fails because of
buckling,
coupling. So when
crushing,
columns
yes.
are having different criteria of failure, so different theories are required. Okay, over to you, Chandra sir.
Hi Ashish,
Hello, sir.
what is your favorite subject?
So basically thermodynamics, heat and mass transfer, and refrigeration conditioning. These are- and strength of
Oh,
materials also.
all right. Have you seen the nozzle in your project or anywhere during your graduation?
No, sir. I haven't.
Do you know what is the purpose of a nozzle is?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
So basically, what a nozzle does, it creates a low stream of fluid into a of very high speed of stream.
Okay. What is the shape of a nozzle?
So it is from converging in shape, sir.
It is converging in shape.
Yes, sir.
Always, or there
Yes,
is a
sir.
possibility of having the diverging shape as well.
So sir, we can design it like converging, then we diverge at a section. We can join multiple sections at a point, and then we can construct that way also.
But if the section is diverging, then the velocity will decrease. Then the purpose of a nozzle will not solve.
Sir, in some cases where I have studied, it is due to the back pressure, or we give some throat area, and then we make it diverging and converging depending upon that.
Actually, for the incompressible flows, it is always converging. But when the flow is compressible, then depending on whether it is subsonic or supersonic,
Yes, sir.
Mach number, that
Yes,
decide
sir.
the shape.
Yes.
All right. Another question from the thermal only. If we put petrol in a CI engine,
Yes, sir.
compression ignition engine, what will happen?
So as I know, the self ignition temperature of the petrol is lower than that of the diesel.
Is
Uh,
it lower than diesel or higher than diesel? What is self ignition temperature?
Self ignition temperature is a temperature at which after a initial spark, the fuels can burn itself with its wavefront, and it moves further and further.
Then if the self ignition temperature of petrol is lower than diesel, and if we put it in CI engine, will there be any problem? Because we want lower self ignition temperature only in case of CI engine, because it is due to compression only.
Compression.
So will there be any problem, or it will work smoothly as that of diesel?
Sorry, sir, I am unable to recall at the moment.
Okay. And what about diesel used in SI engine?
Not have a clear idea about that. Yes.
All right. Uh, you must have heard that at higher altitude, nose bleeding is very common.
Yes, sir.
The blood start coming out of the nose. It is very
Yes.
common phenomena. What is the reason behind that? Have you heard or not? Are you aware that when we go to the mountains, nose blood coming out of the nose is very common at higher altitudes?
Haven't heard of the fact, sir.
Okay. And one more question from the fluid mechanics itself. If we use pressure cooker, will
Yes,
the
sir.
cooking be fast or will the cooking be slow?
At higher altitudes or normal?
Normal. Using the pressure cooker. Using the pressure cooker and without using the pressure cooker.
Sir, the cooking will be faster in the pressure cooker.
Why it is fast?
So because in pressure cooker, when we raise the pressure, so the saturation temperature goes higher, and we get the more time to cook the material inside the uh, pressure cooker.
Mhm. All right. Have you heard about radiation shield?
Yes, sir.
What is the purpose of radiation shield? How it works?
Basically, radiation shield is used to trap the energy within the system, so as to get the maximum heat energy out of it, and we place one radiation shield between two surfaces, like there are two parallel surfaces, and we can get the one radiation shield it in one place, and it will provide the uh, one surface resistance and two space resistances.
Uh, any radiation shield in practical you have heard of?
Like, and we can say aluminum foil we use in day-to-day life, and also in nuclear reactors we use radiation shield also.
Right. Okay, fine, Ashish. That is all from my side.